Is it possible that the past and future are colliding?
Rated M for mature.
It's E3, our biggest show of the year. We've got over 20 games, world premiere trailers, Gears 5, and a major announcement about backward-compatible games. It's breathtaking. Inside Xbox starts right now.
All right, hello and welcome to Inside Xbox. We're coming to you live from inside the Microsoft Theater here in Los Angeles, California for our biggest show of the year.
That's right, it's E3! Yes. The entire video game ministry is converged on downtown LA to reveal what's in store for the next year and beyond.
Yeah, it's amazing. And yesterday on this stage right back here, we had 60 games, a new console, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and so much more.
On today's show, we've got world premiere trailers and the biggest games of E3. Gears 5, Watch Dogs Legion, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and so much more.
Plus, one of the most popular PC games of all time is being rebuilt for Xbox. We'll talk with the developers of Crossfire X.
Looking forward to that. All right, then we're going to talk Psychonauts 2, the newest member of Xbox Game Studios, Tim Schafer.
Tim. He was so funny on stage yesterday. It was great. And later, we're going to dive into the future of backward compatibility and reveal our biggest batch of titles yet. You don't want to miss it.
Yesterday's Xbox briefing was full of surprises and some incredible trailers. So what was everyone's favourite moment?
Keanu.
the future, and the Elite Controller Series 2.
Loves the hardware.
So good.
Besides Keanu and having the fans lose their minds.
What else was
so
beautiful, Tina?
Well, Flight Sim.
That's right.
Bringing back that franchise
true.
was so great to see. You say nothing, you just fly through the sky. Beautiful, beautiful. So super excited we're bringing that back.
So relaxing.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to have to go on the opposite end of the spectrum and say Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Because
Of
when
course.
it first started playing, I thought, it's Alan Wake, 'cause there was like a torch. Anytime I see a torch, I'm like,
That's a flashlight,
Right.
for those of you here.
It's a torch.
It's
Anyway,
a-
all right, let's not get
Light
into
from
It's a light.
Yeah, it's a light. And then I saw like the cabin and then the footage, and I was like, it's got to be Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Then the bit with it's the bit in the corner at the end of the film.
Oh, man.
I love the fact
Yeah.
that it's so long after the movie, so they've had like 20 years
Long time
to
to
make
get
it
it right.
good.
20 years of nightmares about that guy in the corner of the cabin for me, I love two things. I mean, there's a few more than
Forza.
that. The two things I really love, Rod Ferguson
Yeah.
and Pyro. So when Rod came out to introduce Escape for Gears 5 and all the pyro went off and our hive
fun,
under the stage
so
was
fun.
revealed, that was incredible for me. And we also got to see our first glimpse of the Escape game mode for Gears 5. as well.
Gears looks so
Absolutely
good.
Insane.
So
that was
good.
grand. So let's get things started, shall we? Speaking of Gears, as I was, let's send over to Jeff, who's with the Coalition's Rod Ferguson. Rod!
Thanks, everyone. We are here in the depths of the hive. You got a little something there, Rob.
Okay, sorry.
This is an environment that is part of the brand new game mode that you announced yesterday called Escape. Can you give us the rundown on what this mode's like?
Sure. Yeah. Escape is really about you infiltrate the hive, and you plant a poison bomb, and then you try to escape with your life.
And this is quite a bit different than the other modes that we've seen throughout the history of Gears.
Yeah, it's a 3-player co-op mode. It's aggressive, and that really changes things. Usually Gears, you think taking cover, holding back, waiting for the enemy to come to you, and this is really about pushing through. You got that venom bomb, you got that poison chasing you out. You have to get to daylight. The only way through is through the monsters, so it's basically pushing forward.
And you've got to make some tough decisions because you cannot just hunker down there. You've got to be aggressive. And that's something that I think different characters we've seen can play into that in different ways. Can you tell us about who we'll be playing with in Escape?
Oh, sure. So there's 3 members of your squad. We have the Hive Busters, which we call them. There's Mac, Lonnie, and Keegan. And each of them, what's different about this is not just about, about what weapons you have. Each character has an innate ability, an innate and ultimate ability. So Keegan, he's our support character. He's able to put down a resupply and give ammo to his teammates. Mac is our tank. He's able to put up a barrier, eat a bunch of damage. And then Lonnie is our scout. She's the one out in the front. She's got an electro blade, and she can go and just press the attack. And so it's about how you coordinate together as a team.
Can you hear me?
Ability to overlap and make your way through the hive.
And these folks have fully fleshed out stories as well in the comics, correct?
Yeah, we wanted Escape to have its own we want to do world building around it and create the characters that, like if you saw a screenshot with Kate and JD and Dell, you go like, oh, it's just, they take the campaign, goes into the hive. And so this, we really want to be like, oh, this stands on its own. And once we created this identity with these Hive Busters, we really wanted to go deep on it. So we met up with Curtis Wiebe, who did the Rat Queens, also our Rom Rises comic book. And so now we have a comic book story going into the backstories.
So let's talk about replayability. You're not just going to escape once and you're done with it. You all are making a creative mode that's going to give tremendous replayability. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the hives are all built on tiles. And so one of the things when we started building these hives and clicking them together, we realized, we're doing it. The fans can do it. The players can do it. So we actually have a map builder that'll ship with the game, and they can make their own challenges for their friends and put it out there. They have to build it. They have to beat it first. You can't just build the hardest thing possible.
Sliders all the way to the right. Yeah.
So you build your own hive, and then once you've played it and proved it can be beaten, and then you can put it out there for your friends or just for yourself.
So this summer, it's all about Gears 5. Now, we're seeing Escape here at E3. That's just one of the pillars of a pretty expansive offering on Gears 5. Tell us about the rest of the summer and what we're going to see.
Oh, yeah, there's lots. And what's great, too, for the first time ever, we brought E3 to the Microsoft stores. So there's a bunch of select Microsoft stores where they can play Escape right now. So it's super exciting about that. But yeah, all summer long, we want to talk about Escape now. But in July, we're talking about Versus, and we're doing our tech test where you get to go and play for the first time our multiplayer and play our new mode called Arcade. And then in July at Gamescom, we're going deep into Horde and talk about character abilities and how they affect Horde. And then in September, we're going right back to the campaign, and we're going to revisit Kate and her story.
And Gears Pop as well. We saw a little bit about that.
Yeah, kidding around with Rom, our little trailer. Yeah, so when we said pre-order soon, we meant really soon. You can pre-order now. So I've already done it. You should do it too.
It very much is the summer of Gears. So Gears 5 set to launch September 10th. It'll be everywhere. Retail stores, Xbox Game Pass for console, Xbox Game Pass for PC, Steam, and if you're in as a Game Pass Ultimate member, you get it early.
Right.
So there's in addition to that, a special bonus that caught a lot of people off guard yesterday. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's super exciting. So if you pre-order the game or you play the first week in Game Pass, then you'll get our Terminator character pack, Terminator Dark Fate character pack. So you'll get the T-800 and you get Sarah Connor, which is super exciting because like Sarah Connor is so iconic, and she really represented the story that Kate goes through from the civilian to warrior, and this is what Kate's doing in the game. And so we felt it was a perfect match.
When we saw that metal foot come down on the skull, I was like, no. All right, one last thing before you go. You announced a partnership with E-League for Gears 5 multiplayer recently. What's on the horizon?
Oh, yeah, so that premieres this Friday. And so basically, we're following 6 different players on their journey into competitive gaming with Gears of War. And then that's going to culminate into a tournament where we get to see those 6 players and their teams compete. And so, yeah, there's going to be 6 weeks of episodes. And that's what I love about our esports content. It's more than just like watching gameplay footage. It's really about who these players are, who the community is, who the fans are, and you really get to go deep on who, and really cheer for them.
And that's why people watch esports, is for those personalities.
Well, it's like the Olympics, when you don't, name for me like a triathlete, you can't. But when you have those biographies before the event, you really care, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what this is. You get to understand who the players are, and then you get to watch them compete, and that it means more.
All right, and that's this Friday as it begins. In just a minute, Phil Spencer is coming by to talk about Project Scarlet, xCloud, Game Pass Ultimate, all of the big announcements. But first, check out this trailer for Gears 5 competitive multiplayer action, as we said, coming to E-League this Friday.
Since day one of me playing, I was never seen as the best player in the game.
I used to get bullied in school because I didn't know the language and I couldn't understand people.
My father will give me 20 pesos. I knew that with that 20 pesos, I will not have a lunch, just use that money for playing video games. Like, that's how much I like it.
I hope that when I'm done competing, I leave behind a legacy that I was a player that never gave up.
I 100% feel pressure to stay on top. Being at the top, you kind of have this feeling that everyone wants to take you down.
Before the pro circuit, I was basically a typical kid. Go to school, come home, play until my mom gets home, eat dinner, take a shower, and go to sleep.
I don't want to work a normal job. I don't want to work for someone. That's my goal in life, to make it somewhere in this game industry and hoping that Gears of War 5 blows up and I blow up with it.
A lot of people don't know what it takes to be a professional gamer.
The objective is to pretty much build a brotherhood.
I think it's a brotherhood, but it's a really fragile brotherhood.
You're never really guaranteed a spot.
I know I was getting dropped.
People would talk behind other people's backs.
I do not regret it. I just wish some things could have been different.
But I know deep down they know that I'm right.
You could wake up tomorrow and all of this is gone.
I can see Gears 5. Really excited for it.
Let's go and play it, all right?
Let's go.
Oh my
Nice
God.
shot.
Did you see that?
We've been stuck in the old for a little bit now, and I think everybody's excited for the next chapter.
When you get bruised up, you get beat up, you get knocked down. When you go through roster changes, when you go through drama, when you go through failure, you got to stay focused and positive and keep going forward, because that's the only way to make it out.
All right, yesterday's Xbox briefing. Stop trying to put me off, Phil. Had 14 titles from Xbox Game Studios, over 60 games total, a surprise Keanu appearance, a new console, the return of Master Chief, and so much more as well. And here to walk us through that staggering list, it's head of Xbox, Phil